If you're depressed, anxious, or just overwhelmed, it can be really easy and tempting to fall back into spiraling thoughts and bad habits. It's comfortable and familiar in a way, and in that moment, you kind of want to be depressed. You can control how sad you get, and that's the kind of control, and control can be very important to all of us. But when you're on that edge, you need to take a deep breath and do something good for yourself. Don't think about it, just go into robot mode and just do it. Don't think about whether it's going to work or not. But before you do anything, you need some healthy coping skills. So here's a fuck ton. Go for a walk or a run. A few laps around the block is really going to help clear your mind. The exercise is good for you. Don't stop until you're sweating. Call someone you can talk to. Just getting your feelings out can be really, really cathartic. Start journaling. When I'm upset, especially if I have no one else to talk to, I go straight to my journal. If I'm mad at someone, I'll write out all the yelling I want to do to them. I'll cry, rip out pages, crumple things up, scribble really, really hard with a pen, and just try to find a way to get it all sorted out in my head so that it's okay again. Even recording things that are, that have triggered you or have been stressful to you can be really good so that when you start noticing a pattern, you can start making changes in your everyday life. I've given this advice to lots of people and they really all agree that it definitely helps. It's amazing how much good sleep can do for you. Going to bed around the same time every day and waking up around the same time every day and getting enough sleep is really good for your mental health. And it can do wonders for your mood, trust me. Also, showering every day and changing your clothes every day, making sure you actually step outside and get some fresh air every day, those are all really important too. Eat regular meals around the same time every day and try to get all the food groups in there. Keeping yourself on a regular schedule, just in general, is really good for your mental health. Exercising every day really does make a difference. You don't need to, spend a bunch of money on a gym membership. Just look up some YouTube cardio workouts at home or, do a run walk session a few laps around like your apartment complex or your block. Try to do a little bit more each day than you did the day before. Get a smudge stick. It's really good for getting rid of bad energy. It's just a little bundle of sage that you light and you burn and, you just get the smoke around the room and it's really, really noticeable. Bad energy, all that bad juju can really get stuck inside rooms. In my old house where I used to live, I could see my sister walking up the driveway and she'd be laughing, she'd wave goodbye to her friend, she'd have a good time. The instant she'd step in the door, she'd just go completely all the way to pissed off. And I really just want to go back there and just burn a bunch of sage in my parents' house, see if it makes a difference, which I'm sure it will. Like, I've even tested it with friends, and I didn't even tell them where, I'd smudge one room, and then I'd have them all come in, and we'd go to the other room, and everyone would kind of just naturally gravitate towards the room that had been smudged, because it feels better, and it's noticeable. And I definitely recommend it. You can, find some on Amazon, or you can find somewhere nearby your house that sells them, but it really does work. Like, trust me. Whether you're religious or not, praying can be really powerful. You don't have to pray to a god. There are lots of things you can pray to. You can even just pray to yourself. It really puts you in this interesting mindset where you just get an objective point of view of your situation. If you're asking some big, energy, whether it's a god or, whether it's within yourself or without yourself, whatever you're doing, it really puts everything into perspective and you look at your situation from an objective point of view, because if you're going to ask some whatever to help you fix your problem, you kind of have to get to the root of the problem. And when it's something so, big like that, you really have to get down to what is actually going on right now and what really needs fixing. A lot of, emotions have layers. It's definitely true. And, if you're getting irritable all of a sudden for a few days in a row and you don't really know why, it's probably because something is buried. And so it can definitely help to pray, for healing, for direction, for motivation. The things that we get mad about on the surface, especially if they seem kind of just trivial, they're usually just what's coming out from a deeper problem. Environment is really good for your well-being, and by that I mean, like, if you're sitting in the dark all the time, you don't open up the curtains during the day, and all the light you have is your computer screen or nothing, that's really not helping, and it's definitely feeding your depression. I find that if I'm too cold, it kind of feeds my depression if the lights are low, so, I'll put on a sweater or turn on a heater and, increase the lighting, get a lamp for your room, or even if you can't afford that much, and there are Christmas lights at the dollar store, and they make this nice warm, just really comfortable lighting, and it can really, really make a difference. Open your curtains or blinds during the day, and that can really help. And if I find that if I'm angry, like if I'm really, really aggressive, then I will turn on a fan, or, I might remove some extra layers of clothing, I might open a window, and, lower the lights a little bit to kind of cool me down, but don't get too far down, you know what I mean? These things I find to be very, very helpful. If you're sad, Don't listen to sad music, it just makes it worse. Listen to songs that you like know all the words to, that you like singing, that make you feel good, upbeat songs, whatever it is that really just makes you just excited or happy or calm. Don't listen to sad music when you're sad. Same goes for angry music if you're angry. It just makes you more angry. If you have some things that are regularly triggering you, try to take them out of your life if you can. If every time you're driving the seatbelt alarm goes off and it makes you upset, try putting your seatbelt on sooner, as soon as you get in the car. If you keep tripping over the same damn thing, either try to make a conscious effort to walk around it or just move it. Just move it out of your way so that when you just go and do your thing, you don't keep running into it. You could put tape on the floor, if you want, around the thing so that you have like a visible path to go around if it's really becoming a problem. If you can't avoid the stress or a trigger, try to turn it around somehow. If traffic is always pissing you off, then, make yourself a CD or a playlist of music that you like to sing along to, makes you feel good. Think about it. That time is gonna pass anyway, and the drivers around you are gonna be driving that the way that they do anyway. It's all gonna happen the way it's gonna happen whether you're mad or not, so you might as well be happy while you're doing it. If you like seeing visual progress being made, then, get a piece of paper and either draw out or print out a chart, of all the days, and make a marker of some kind, whether it's a little gold star sticker or a check mark of the days that you did something for yourself. Whether it's something little, just like you remembered to breathe, you remembered to go outside, you journaled, anything, no matter how insignificant it may seem, mark it on your calendar. That way, next time you start feeling like, I'm just not doing this right, can't get this thing down, I'm not doing anything for myself, I'm just failing, my progress is not going anywhere, you have a visual representation. You've been doing things for yourself. Put it somewhere where you're really going to see it, whether it's the fridge or right by your computer. And it's just a constant reminder that you are doing things for yourself. Now let's say once you start getting, better at it, you start doing more than one thing for yourself a day and it's become regular, make your chart a little bit more advanced. Maybe make categories for the different kinds of, coping mechanisms that you've been using, whether it's exercise or diet or sleep or, environmental things, then make a check or a gold star for the different categories that you've been using, and maybe even put like a rating of 1 to 10 of how well it helped you. Try and do this, while it's happening, while it started helping you. Give it enough time to help you, but make sure you write it right away so that you have a fresh and accurate rating, so that if you get into one of those moods where you're like, it didn't work that much anyway, you have it right there, right in front of you saying that it worked. And if it's not working, either give it a little bit more time or replace it with something that's going to work better for you. The last thing I'm going to say in this video is get rid of your unhealthy coping mechanisms. Throw away your vices. Literally. In the trash. But remember, if you're going to get rid of an unhealthy coping skill, you need to replace it with a positive one, or you're just going to get overwhelmed and go straight back to it. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to put all of this in a big Tumblr post / page on my Tumblr, and if I think of any more coping mechanisms to put on that, I'll just keep adding to the list. So, if this video isn't enough for you, hopefully there'll be things soon on that list that can get you going. Thank you guys for watching. There's links down in the description as usual, and if you have any questions or comments, or you want me to make a video about a certain topic, or you want some advice on something, then just leave it down there in the comments, or Tumblr, YouTube messaging, anything, or I'll get back to you. See you later.